Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. The episode that we are going to talk about today is a series of letters written by priests, Christian priests, to their congregations, saying Christians are not safe in India. I think some of the events that have been happening in the recent past, I think might make the Christians to ask, instead of asking the question, are Christians safe in India? Should they be asking the question, are Christians safe from the church? To know all about this and more, we welcome our guest, Sri Mohandas TG. Mohandas ji, welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. Happy to see you again.
Mohandas ji, can you walk us through what has been happening in the recent incidents in Kerala with respect to molestation and possibly more on a married lady?
Yes, IRG, all this started as is now happening. It started in social media. A voice clip was being circulated for the past 1 week in social media, in which a man belongs to a particular denomination that is called Syrian Orthodox Church in Kerala. He belongs to that denomination and he is complaining to a church authority. He is a laity, not a bishop or anybody, but he is an authority in the church, in which he alleges that 8 vicars of this church, generally they are being called priest. That is an Indian equivalent word, because priest is basically a Hindu word. Sometimes knowingly and sometimes unknowingly people use the word priest. Anyway, they are all missionaries of the church, vicars. So 8 vicars were abusing my wife sexually for the past few years. And this gentleman was not knowing anything. He just chanced upon the bank statement of his wife. When he saw that his wife stayed with somebody in a 5-star hotel in Kochi for a night, and she paid it through her credit card. So through the bank statement, he knew that something is happening behind his back, and he questioned his wife. And the wife broke down. She told all the story that, number one, she had a premarital affair with one vicar in this church. And as is happening with various Christians, there is a practice called confession, that you have committed a sin, you go to the church, meet the vicar in confidence, and tell him that I have committed this sin, so that the vicar will take the son, hand over to the Jesus Christ, and Christ is supposed to take everybody's sin on himself, and so everybody is pardoned, and you can continue your life without any conscience of guilt. You are normal after that. Now, when this lady confessed this, the concerned vicar didn't transfer the sin to the Jesus Christ. Instead, he used that confession to blackmail the lady into submission. And the lady, as her husband says, she succumbed to the blackmail and started having an affair with this new vicar also. And the new vicar was so smart that he involved one of his friend vicar from some other church. Now he also started using, and he was a bit more smart. He took photographs and sent to 7 or 8 other vicars and invited them that you can also enjoy this in confidence. And husband says that my wife was helpless and she was a puppet in the hands of these 8 vicars, out of which 5 he has got solid evidence. 3 he says that it is only a suspicion. I don't have any solid evidence. And he has been writing letters to various bishops and no action was taken. So probably he or the man who spoke to him decided to circulate this in social media, and the church with their clout, they suppress the social media news. But finally, the social media pressure is too high nowadays that finally Since yesterday, the mainstream media has also flashed this news, but as a small crime news, not as a big news, not as a breaking news. It is a small crime news they have reported. This is the status. Now, this Syrian Orthodox Church is one of the most politically influential church, though their numbers are very less, hardly 5 lakh in numbers. But their clout is too much that they have MLAs, ministers in every party, whether ruling or opposition, they have their MLAs. They have their people in media. There is, yes, sir.
Can you please name some noted personalities from this particular church congregation, sir?
Oh, the former Chief Minister Umman Chandi belongs to this church. The famous newspaper and channel Malayalam Manorama, their family belongs to this church, Orthodox. And the recently elected Chenganur candidate Saji Cherian, he belongs to Orthodox Church. The Orthodox and one MLA, she was criticized for the dirty bus stand by somebody in social media, and she got that poor man arrested just for showing a photograph of a bus stand, which is in a despicable situation in her constituency. This is her clout, and she also belongs to Orthodox Church. There are a good number of journalists in Orthodox Church. In Asianet, the famous anchor Vinu V. John, now he has gone silent. He also belongs to Orthodox Church. And MLA in question, Veena George, lady MLA, she also belongs to Orthodox Church. And in Kerala Congress, there are few leaders of Orthodox variety. So Orthodox people are there everywhere, even though they are very small in the population. In fact, inside the Christians, they are third from the last. You take all denominations, they are third from the last. Hardly 5 lakh people. But their clout is too much, political clout is too much in Kerala. They are able to swing things everywhere. That is the situation.
Now, this problem, I can't believe that it is just limited to one denomination. Sir, in your opinion, is this a system-wide problem? Is it an endemic problem?
One thing which is surprising me is every church it is there. Every now and then stories come out. These nuns are coming out from Catholic Church, and now for several years that Sister Jesmi has been attacking this Catholic Church for this type of sexual activities. Yes.
Yeah, for our viewers, I just want to clarify one thing. The Catholic Church, the nuns and the pastors and bishops and all the members of the clergy, they are supposed to be celibate. In other words, they are supposed to lead a life of brahmacharya. And I don't know if it's true for all the other denominations. Perhaps, Mohandasi, you can explain a little bit about all the differences between the different denominations?
See, throughout the world, this problem of celibacy or oath of celibacy is compulsory for certain churches, which is not compulsory for some other churches. They don't insist. If you are already married and then you want to become a priest, then you can continue the married life. Only thing, after becoming a priest, you should not marry. This type of funny stipulations are there. Now, as far as Syrian Orthodox Church is concerned, their priests are permitted to marry according to their law of the church. These people are entitled to their private marriages. They can enjoy their married life, but still they involve in such things, and victims are being generated in, because this lust is a thing which does not stop anywhere. Thirst for money, thirst for sex, thirst for drinks, all these things are unlimited. And I would also say that there is some basic difference between celibacy and brahmacharya. Celibacy is some sort of bachelorship, that's all. It is a shallow concept. You can continue to, it says that you should not get married. Okay, brahmacharya is not that. Brahmacharya doesn't mean that you are a bachelor and you are a brahmachari. That is why famously in India people say, I am a bachelor but I am not a brahmachari, to indicate that he is enjoying his girlfriend but has not yet married her. So celibacy and brahmachari is entirely a different concept. These people cannot be called sannyasis or priests, or they cannot be called brahmacharis. All these are Hindu sacred concepts, which in no way, these are all things beyond the comprehensions of Christian churches. They cannot comprehend what is brahmacharya. They are operating at a lower level. Nothing wrong in that. I will not blame them. It is not their fault. But it's a lacuna in the terminology which we use to describe all these activities. Now, even when they had a facility to marriage, the marriage is sanctioned, mandated by the church, still they opt for this third-rate methods. Is really worrying. And more worrying is that this lady has not yet come in open. She is still hiding. She is staying with her father, not with her husband. She has not yet opened her mouth. Now, once she opens her mouth, I don't know how many people will be in the doldrums. Probably more number of people may come out. So the church is trying to hush up the thing. They say that there is no complaint from the lady. These are all rumors floated by this man. And if you carefully go through the incidences narrated by the husband, there are good points from the side of the church also. Church says that this lady, in her communication with various people, if you count it together, she had sexual affair with various priests 380 days altogether for the past 2 or 3 years. So when you have 380 encounters, you cannot say that I was raped or anything like that. Everything was with her consent. So now the church says that there was no rape involved. It is only an illegal relationship, of which, since the lady doesn't have any complaint, this gentleman can only divorce that lady and nothing else can be done. And as far as priests are concerned, we will see whether to pardon them, whether to reform them, or whether to punish them. Whatever it is the church to decide. So common man is out. Common citizen has no right to comment on the issue. This is what church says as an interim reply as on date. I don't know if they are going to be in further trouble. They may come with further explanations. Anyway, they are capable of doing anything.
Mohandas ji, I think as a fabric of the society, if such incidents become more common, would that not deter church-going Christians from entering the confessional? After all, it is something that is supposed to be very private, very sacred and sacrosanct, and now that is being exploited. Would this not make them non-believers?
IRG, for quite some time, for years together, this idea was floated by at least a minority in various churches that this practice of confession must stop. Because if you see through the criminal jurisprudence, if I am a Christian, I can kill somebody without the knowledge of anybody. And to remove my guilt, I can go and confess. Now, as a citizen, since a crime has been informed, the citizen, the priest, has to inform the police. But the priest has another problem, that he should not disclose whatever transpired between me and him. So this is a problem which every priest is facing when some criminal action or criminal conduct is being confessed by various people in front of them. If you look through the constitution and the penal law, the priest is guilty of harboring a criminal or hiding a crime. If you look through the prism of his church, he is a good man because he is transferring all the sins to Jesus Christ. So this is the dichotomy which is being faced by the church. This was pointed out by various eminent personalities in the past. but the church just won't listen to them. They said they are good people. They love the church. They respect the church. They want to see the church perpetuating. That is why they said, please stop this practice. This is landing up in trouble. This is in contravention to the constitution and the penal law. What you are doing is not correct. You cannot hide a crime. You should report it to police. But then church with their clout will silence anybody, or they will choose to ignore this type of sage advices from eminent citizens. Now, for the past 2 days, the demand has been further augmented by various young generation people. They say that hereafter we will not go for confession at all. You cannot force somebody. You cannot pull somebody to the church and ask him to confess. It's a voluntary thing. So they said, we will not go. Number two, jocularly they started saying that we will not marry any girl who has ever confessed in front of any vicar, because we don't know, we have doubts about her chastity. This is a joke, but tomorrow it will become very serious problem in the society, that boys refuse to marry a girl who is regularly confessing to a vicar. They will say that, no, you might have got blackmail. How do I know? The poor guy now who is suffering, he also believed his wife, and he is in trouble now. And all his family life is spoiled.
That's so true, sir. I just wanted to tell the viewers that it is not just India that is going through these pains. In the United States, there are regions of the United States which is called as the Bible Belt, where it is almost a regular practice to go to Sunday church and also attend Sunday school and so on and so forth. In summer, they have special sessions. But this is limited to a small percentage of the population. Most of the people that I know who are Christians are just Christians because their names sound Christian. They rarely go to the church. They don't even pray. I mean, I wouldn't say they are atheists, but at the same time, this feeling that they need to go to a place to pray has actually taken a backseat, and it's taken a backseat over a period of time. This is not something that happened in a day or two. So I hope that this thing works itself out in a way that keeps this thing going. I mean, I don't wish that the churchgoers lose their faith and stay away. I think whoever believes in it should continue to go to church, except that if there's a problem and that needs to be addressed and fixed correctly, Mohandas ji, in my opinion, and I would like you to just conclude after this, is the laws are there in India. It's just that they don't seem to be applied fairly across the population.
That is true, but it's difficult to intrude into this type of moral corruption which is happening inside the church through the ordinary process of law. Now you see, from the angle of the law, if this particular man who is in trouble, if he is going to prosecute the priest under section 497 adultery of IPC, then only Indian law can interfere. Otherwise, nobody in the earth can interfere. Neither police suo moto nor the law suo moto. Nobody can do anything unless the gentleman goes to the court or police and files a complaint against this priest. Even the lady cannot complain that she is raped. If she is actually raped, that is different. But if she has given consent, then she doesn't have, she will not have any support of law. That is our law. Now, the basic problem is, it's a theological problem being faced by the church, that whether you can transfer somebody's sin to someone else. This is a basic question. India has beautifully answered it. The law of karma will catch you. I cannot take away your sins, or you cannot take away my sin. I will have to suffer the consequences of my sin, and you have to suffer consequences of your deed, good or bad. So yours is yours, mine is mine. This was some 2,500 or 5,000 years back through law of karma was settled, and it was very well scientifically explained by Shankara. So Hindus are living peacefully, that they don't blame anybody else for their sin. Now in the churches, they started transferring the sin to Jesus Christ because Christ promised that I'll take away everything. Now, once upon a time, a padri told Swami Vivekananda that I'll take away all your sins. Jesus will take over. He contemptuously said, "Go out. I don't want to hear such nonsense. I have broader shoulders to carry my sin till my death or after that. I don't need any help of Jesus Christ to carry my sin. If I am asking somebody else to carry my baggage, that means I am a lesser human being. I should be able to carry my baggage for good or bad." That was Swami Vivekananda's reply. But the theology of the church doesn't approve this. And that is why they are in trouble. They should make a serious introspection. In every church, they should do a serious introspection. Why this celibacy? After all, do we require this? What is that they are gaining out of this? Whether it is good for their own members. All these things are to be brought out through serious introspection. Otherwise, church will become hollow, as is what is happening in Europe and America.
Thank you for that excellent description of how you see Christianity at a crossroads in India, Mohandas ji. We will be back with more such news, and thank you very much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of the new videos as they come online. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.